a lot of people are having a hard time. The removal of the fuel subsidy obviously has got huge financial implications. And this has been further complicated by the fact that our foreign exchange situation has gotten really bad in terms of the value of the naira. And the one thing that normally helps to uphold this naira valuation being our oil production in terms of the amount of foreign exchange that we can generate almost instantaneously, that itself has also been challenged, both in terms of our inability to meet our production targets and then the varying levels of the petrol pricing itself, which for now it seems kind of fair, but the inability to meet the production targets is really not helping. Now, there are issues from my point of view about how the government itself is reflecting itself to the public with respect to the need to tighten its belt. If there's one thing a lot of us are in agreement with, is the fact that the government really needs to review its cost of existence, both at the executive and the legislative level. Without a doubt, there is a lot of profligacy, if I will use the word, and that doesn't sound right. And for others who want to invest in this economy, it's a bit worrying because you're really not sure as to the kind of discipline that the government has in order to secure your investment. There is a major attempt by certainly the president to go out there and invite investments. The kind of investments we're looking for are significant ones. Yes, we can have our factories and production, but we need the major investments. And don't forget, we've got 36 states and 1 federal capital territory. So whenever we talk about these investments, we've got to look at it at a subnational level as well. So we can't face the president alone. We've got to be facing our 36 state governors as well and ask what is it that they're doing in their own patch to try and ensure that we create an environment that is not only inviting to those who are bold enough to make these moves of investing, but one that can be sustainable in the sense that you come in and you feel comfortable about what's going on and feel confident about the future as well. One other thing that we mustn't forget is the need to look at our own internal investors. There are a lot of people within this country who can invest, who also want the kind of privileges, the kind of guarantees, the kind of opportunities that we offer foreign investors. They need those as well. And it's when they receive this that the external guys feel a lot more confident that if the locals are getting this and they're being successful, then obviously they've been slightly more privileged because of the strength of their investment. They feel that yes, they too should be able to do well from that point of view. So for me, we look at the need to ensure we get foreign exchange. We want to encourage non-oil related exports, but that takes time. And that's why on one hand, our oil production is very important. NNPC has a major role to play in this, and we need to ensure that there is a lot of transparency in what's going on because it's a major source of foreign exchange for now. And beyond that, we've got to try and make sure that some key ministries sort of really get on it, especially the Ministry for Trade and Investment. I think that ministry really needs to get on the roll. I don't want to be too personal, but I remember certainly in certainly Jonathan's government with the likes of Segun Aganga, he was punching well in the right direction. And it's the kind of standards that he left, the level that he left, that we need to continue to replicate. I'm not sure that we're doing that right now. I'm not sure that we're focusing on that. If you look at the three key areas for me, the Ministry of Finance and the coordinating role he has, obviously the central bank governor, Yemi Cardoso, he's got up on a good foot and he's focusing on the role of the central bank. And I think the third part, believe it or not, is our Trade and Investment Ministry, because that's where we're going to get the investments from. And that ministry is going to be driving it, not just at the federal level, but also at the state level in terms of our subnationals. So a lot of effort is going to be put into this to give confidence about the ability to secure the investment that people are making coming into this country. Beyond that also, we've got to be aware of the fact that any social benefits that we can give, any policy that relates to education and especially health, the cost of health has gone through the roof because people, just to survive in saying that, okay, we live in an environment in which health is challenged, the ability to buy drugs, to buy medication has become almost unbelievable. And this itself is a double whammy. I don't have the hospital, so if I go to treat myself, I can't even do that. These are all the things that are immediate, important, that we all have to pay attention to. And obviously we talk about education, that's a lot more long-term focus, but we need to start now because it is the quality of the people that determines the quality of the country. And if we don't invest in that direction now, especially because of the lead time that's involved, then in a way we are really cutting ourselves down for the future. With all these things, we've got to recognize what our young people are doing, the SMEs and MSMEs. The young people need to be encouraged, they need to be supported, they need to be funded. They will make their mistakes. You get those who get it right, those who get it wrong, you get those who will be naughty, so to speak, in the process. But the fact still remains that it must not stop us from making that investment. We have to pay attention to the young generation. We say that the population, a significant portion, are all below the age of 30 and so on. But the fact is, there are implications about that. It means that the population that we serve is young. It means that the population that will serve itself is also very young. So we've got to pay attention. Yes, we're suffering a lot from this Japa syndrome, everybody leaving. Well, we can't blame those who do so. It's a shame, but they've got to survive. And the responsibility we have is to turn the environment around that makes it sensible for people to stay. But having said that, we just have to carry on as best as we can. So the actions to be taken are very clear. New strategies need to be developed. What we just need is the will of the people, the will of the leadership, the determination of the leadership to do the right thing, always, to focus on that which must be done, to bear in mind that they have a responsibility for the people, and it's not about themselves. And we've got to be very careful that we don't have a restive country in which people begin to react. Having said that, I think we all know what to do. We just have to go ahead and just do it.